Dear friends of Winifred Unusual, this is what the end of the day is like for me. You know, I don't know if you can see, but trying to wrap up, tidy up. Like the house is quiet at this time. Most of my stuff for the day is done. I'm exhausted. I'm sure I look like it. I feel like it. But even though I put on a little bit of lipstick so that I'll look decent for you guys for the video. But really, I wanted to share with you what my end of day is like and then tell you my story. What I've titled, I think, where did I drop that? So you're going to work with me actually to see what a typical end of day is like for me. I'll just take you through a little bit of my routine, but I'll make it also useful for you by sharing. I actually want to start to share my journey to my first production, 4444, starting from why I decided to quit the comfort zone, why the comfort zone is not the best place for you to be at. So walk with me, do my evening with me. So you'll have the privilege of seeing a little bit of what I do. So I'm gonna shut my window because it's late now. You know, place my kids, let me show you what they've done. Messed up table and all of that. So I'm going to have to do a bit of tidying up and cleaning up. You just stay with me, okay? While we do that, let's see how this goes. Okay, so when the day is quiet, it's about 9 p.m. now. I was going to show you the clock so that you see kids have done with homework and all that, settled in. So I prep for the next day, sort of tidy up the little bit of things that they meant to have done, like ensuring we switch off all the lights, putting away, make sure they've taken out the trash. I don't want roaches, tidying up last minute stuff. But while I'm doing that, I wanted to share with you what I called why I quit the comfort zone. What gave me the lever? So after I was done from school, I studied law. After I finished school, my friends and I all just went out job hunting and all that. I wasn't so lucky, right? So I didn't get my dream job immediately. My friends all got started out working. It took me a few years of struggling a little bit with finding something that I felt was deserving, was worthy, something I wanted to be able to share with excitement. So eventually I did get something, and I got to work in a multinational, which was a big deal, probably still is a big deal. Got into the human resource management function, which means that you have a voice in the organization, because then you're deciding employment, you're part of the team deciding employments and promotions and welfare benefits and things like that, training opportunities. Pretty exciting. So I started doing that, and hey, in a multinational, a really good one. I'm not going to mention any names, but think of the biggest telco, probably one of the biggest telco in Africa, and then from there to one of the biggest beer brands and all that. So lovely job. And each time I said I wanted to leave, it was always like, are you crazy? Why would you even think about that? Pay was good, the exposure, the experience, I got expatriate exposure doing my work, which was really beautiful. And so I stayed at it for a long time, because every time I said I wanted to quit, everybody was like, hey, who does that? How do you walk away from such security and comfort and all of that? So I stayed on. Sorry about all the noise. I'm tidying up for the night while I'm doing this before I get ready for school tomorrow. Anyway, so 10 years later, fulfilled. And if you know me, I'm all about whatever I get involved in, I put in my very best. So even though I studied law, when I started working in the human resource management function, I went on to get a master's degree in international human resource management to equip me better for the job. So I gave it my all. Was I happy? Loved what I was doing. I was getting all the accolades, promotions, accelerated career, training and all that, but I wanted more. I'm a creative by birth, by heart. I'll bring a flair to anything I'm doing. So I knew that I wanted more, which brings me to, I put out little notes on my Instagram handle, my LinkedIn, if you follow me, sometimes from personal experiences, from things I've learned, from what I read, if I feel that it ministers, I share. So I remember a quote I had put up about when you're ready to make that move, to quit your comfort zone when your passion for something overcomes your fear. And I got to that point where my desire for expressing myself, my desire for branching out into the creative industry overcame my fear. I had all sorts of fears. Look, I've been in HR, like we call it, for so long. How am I going to be able to make that transition, that career disruption? Well, how am I going to be able to leave some sort of comfort zone for uncertainty? How long will it take me to build a name, build a brand, make a mark in this new industry? So all that kept me in my comfort zone, but my love for the arts kept pushing me. So the day that I was ready, honestly, I walked away. There's no other way to put it. I walked away. I didn't look back. I had a strong resolve and all that. Was career always fantastic? I'm not going to pretend and say that there weren't hiccups along the way. There were times I walked away from some jobs for whatever reason. Eventually, I got another one and another one, so I had things that, but eventually, at the time that I made the decision to move on, it was more out of I was ready. My love for what I wanted to do, it wasn't because there was any career hiccup or I was just convinced at the time, and so I took the step, which was what I called quitting the comfort zone and really going after what I want. Okay, I have to tidy up for the night, so that's it for today. But maybe another evening I'll share with you. So when I quit the comfort zone, what did I do? How did I successfully disrupt my career and go for what I really want? Thank you for listening. Now I have to make sure, in fact, I'm going to show you, make sure that the trash is taken out for the night so that I don't leave it at by morning. Psh,